Hi, I'm Pavo Stubstad with Pure Hyzer Productions. With me today, I've got John Podani, or as he's known in the disc golf community more commonly, just Pod.
What's up?
Pod is the course marshal here at Truckee River Regional Park, where we're going to see round 2 coverage of a women's only tournament that took place here on September 6th, I believe it was, Mama Bears. So Pod, tell me a little about the course here at Truckee River Regional.
Well, Truckee River's the oldest course here in North Tahoe. It's been there about 15 years. Every hole's got 2 to 4 pin placements, with the exception of 2 holes. Today we have the course for the Poppy Series event for the ladies. We have it set up short, especially the second round. It is set up as short as it gets.
So what was the layout like on the first round?
First round, so we moved 8 baskets between rounds. So we had 8 pins that moved from B position to A. They were similar in distance, but a little more tricky to approach, and they were slightly longer. Hi, Chloe. This is our assistant marshal here at Truckee River, Chloe. So this is the 6th event out of 7 of the 2014 Poppy Series. The Poppy Series, created last year, is the first ever women's only disc golf series. And now this is in year 2, and there are some other series following up. So it's really nice to see the ladies come out here and not have to deal with a bunch of knucklehead dudes getting in the way.
Alright, so let's get to the second round coverage of Mama Bears. First up, in first place, we've got Jessica Weese from Grass Valley, California, with a rating of 934. She shot a 2 down.
Next up, Leah Feltenstein from Truckee, California. Rating's 890, and she shot an even.
Kristine King in third place with 1 over. She's got a rating of 921 from Paradise, California.
And Dawn Lenhart from Roseville, California. Rating of 862. She was 1 over the first round.
Tied for third. Here we go, the first hole is in the A pin. It's a par 3, 254 feet, straight ahead.
It's OB to the right, but there's a big netting over the fence, so it takes a real bad shot to get over that fence.
Jessica throws a flick out there, a little low, but she gets a good skip toward the basket. That shouldn't be too bad.
Gets away with it, but leaves her some work. Leah off the fence and over and safe.
Threw right over that OB and got back in without hitting.
She's about pin high there, probably looking at 30, 40 feet.
Just a little right. Kristine's throwing the flick too.
Nice kick. That's there.
That's her inside the circle.
Here's Dawn.
Settle.
Hyzer out a little early, but she might still have
She got around the OB.
Jessica just lays up for a smart par. Here's Dawn's birdie look. Just a little short.
Give it a chance.
Kristine for birdie.
Oh, does not take advantage of that great kick she had.
Yep. Here's Leah's second throw. Ooh.
Oh, Leah almost got it there.
Just a tiny bit low.
Gotta get up to get
Yeah,
in.
Leah's putt was a little uphill, so those ones are easy to hit the basket.
Absolutely.
They look so good when you throw it.
Dawn and Leah tap in their pars, and looks like we have a star par on the first hole.
A partay.
And we move on to hole 2. This one's also in the A pin, 255 feet, straight ahead.
This one for the backhanders. It's a nice big Hyzer window Or you could go through those trees on the left.
Jessica goes for the big hyzer. That looked real good. She should just be a little bit right, maybe 25, 30 feet.
We do play asphalt paths OB on this course, and if you go about 80 feet deep, you could be on the path. We treat it as a river, so if you go beyond, you're okay.
Yeah, that's right. Behind the basket, it drops off, and there is a paved path down there.
Get up.
Skip.
Yep. Kristine got a good
Nice.
skip over there. Dawn goes for the flick route on the left. It's coming back nicely.
Nice.
That's the route people like when it's on the B position, not so much on the A.
Leah for birdie. It's just a little low, it looked like. Jessica just off the cage. Dawn just a little high. One more birdie putt here. Let's see if Kristine can put this in.
Yeah.
And we get a birdie.
The other three players are just going to tap in their pars, and we move on to hole 3. So Kristine, with the only birdie there, moves up into a tie for second place with Leah. Jessica still 2 strokes ahead.
Anyone's ball game at this point. So you can see the bike path on the sign. It basically, the fairway goes right along that bike path the whole way, unless you take the wider Hyzer route to the right. He goes up the Hyzer route, and it looks pretty good.
Skips over there.
It's definitely the route I take there on all 3 pin placements on this hole.
That's the safe route to avoid the path.
I think the window's bigger too. It's hard to get through that window up the gut.
Yeah, it is.
If it's high at all, it catches these branches that you can't see until you hit them.
Jessica took the flick route there and just hyzered out a little early. She should be just down to the right of the pin. Leah takes the safer hyzer route.
Leah throws nothing but backhands off the tee, so the other girls, and I think Dawn throws pretty much all flicks.
That's right.
So I think Jessica and Kristine mix up flicks and backhands.
Yeah.
You can hear the breeze coming up here. It's typical Truckee in the afternoon. The wind will pick up. This hole's generally into a headwind.
It's Jessica down to the right of the pin. And I zoomed the wrong way and lost her shot, but she just put it up there for an easy par. Dawn to save her par. And there you can hear the train going by on the other side of the river, very near the course. Ooh, Kristine almost had another birdie there, just a little short on the putt.
You can kind of see the path there down to the right. It actually loops all the way back around. So in this hole, there's OB on all sides. But it usually takes some poor luck to actually land and stay on the path.
Yeah, especially on this placement. For the longer ones, some people might want to try to go down the path and get a little closer to them, in which case there's more risk. So 3 pars and a bogey on that hole. And we move on to hole 4, also in the A pin.
Hole 4, it drops off steep to the left, so it's definitely a flicker hole. Your backhand and hyzer, you really got to hold. We do have a Mando. If you can see on that first tree, you got to go left of that first tree. so you're not bombing people on the bike path.
Great shot. That's perfect.
Path does come into play. As you can see, it loops down right behind the hole, so anything long right or even short right can hit OB.
In the hole! In the hole!
Ooh, that was a great run from Jessica. Just skipped right under the basket.
That
She
was
might be a
the
little
classic flick shot on this hole. I wish I had that shot in my bag.
deep. Leah doing the Annie backhand.
Oh!
That was looking pretty good till it clipped that tree.
There's some hidden trees, so you think you're around the corner, and then you often hit some trees past the corner.
I'm going with the flick as well.
It fought bad, not bad. That from down there, the pin location is very accessible, as you can see here. You got an uphill, pretty safe putt.
Looks like that one slipped out a little early for Leah. Still got a par putt from there though. It's Dawn's long uphill birdie look. Gave it a chance, just went a little right. It's Kristine for birdie.
There's a hill that falls off there, and you can see she was a little tentative.
Yeah, she just laid up for a par. Here's Jessica for birdie. At least that bush caught her. She could have rolled down a lot farther if that little sagebrush wasn't there.
3 putts always hurt, especially when you're putting for birdie.
After an ace run, too, on her drive, it looked like. Here's Leah for par.
Oh, strong side. She got robbed.
Yeah, that sounded good. Dawn gets her par. And Kristine taps in her par. She's got 2 bogeys and 2 pars.
Kristine's making her move. Only one back of Jessica. Hole 5's got 2 distinct lines. A skinny Hyzer route up the gut, or a big flick Hyzer route. More open,
left.
yeah, but you have to get it up and over. Kristine goes up the gut, and that looks good. Might be a little short. That's the line I like to take.
Yep, that's exactly how you want to hit that line. Dawn's going for the flick Hyzer up and around. It's more of a spike Hyzer this way.
Oh, shit.
And that just turned over. Jessica's going for the more open flick route as well.
I thought about it too.
I left it left of the pin, but should be fairly open.
Leah's going up the gut.
Into that tree.
Yep.
A little bit of an early release, just kicked off to the left. There's Leah's second. See if she can get up and save her par.
There is a hill behind the basket to the right, so if you can hit that, you're going to be good and you have a backdrop. If it goes left, though, from there, you can give yourself some work.
Dawn got trapped in some nasty trees over there to the left. He's trying to get back to the basket. And here's Jessica behind the tree on the left with her birdie look. Put it right by the basket.
The basket's right there behind those trees.
Yeah. Dawn with a huge par save. Or no, that was a bogey save,
It was
I
a
believe.
bogey save.
Yeah, it was a bogey
Oh,
save.
and she's dancing for you, Pavo. Not sure what that move was. Walk like an Egyptian or something?
Kristine with a huge birdie
That's
putt
a
there.
nice. That looks like from 30 feet.
Great birdie.
Uphill.
Jessica taps in her par. And here's Leah after her upshot, trying to save her par.
Yes.
Great putt.
Hannah, girl.
It's hard to see that basket in the shade.
Yeah, we're going to be painting the number plates. That one doesn't have a number plate, but we've been talking about painting all the number plates bright orange because these gray baskets really hide in the shade and with all the granite and everything else.
So with that birdie, Kristine moved up into a tie for first place when we move on to hole 6.
So you see that creek to the right. It's dry, but it is marked OB, so it's about 3 feet across if they pull it right. First round they had to go over the creek because the basket was tucked over to the right.
It's just a little short, but she might have a putt from there.
That could be flirting with the OB, but
Oh, that's right.
That was
there.
looking good, though.
that's looking OB. Now left of that path down the middle, it falls off pretty steep left, so you can't bail out left here.
Yeah, you got the cliff to the left, the OB road behind the pin, and the OB creek to the right of it. Jessica's pretty close to that OB creek.
I think Dawn got right of the OB. She's over next to the earlier placement of the day.
Yep. And she just lays up for a par from there. Smart play. Here's Kristine for birdie.
Oh, gave it a chance. Gave it a
Good
chance.
run. And Leah with her birdie look.
No, strong side again.
And Jessica was safe. She was just barely next to the OB, so this is her
Okay.
birdie
You
putt.
can't quite see the pink string there,
No, it's in the
but
shade.
it is marked, and she must have missed it by a foot.
Yeah, it was very close.
The bushes she hit are in the OB, so she kicked out.
When you get you some footage here, Paul. Either boobs or birdies, one or the other.
There goes Casey Jensen, the caddy for KK.
And Jessica gets a birdie on that. Everyone else pars, and she moves back into first place on her own.
Right. This hole only has one placement. This used to be a big uphill hole, and we had to take it out because of work in the park. So the basket's tucked in that tree down there behind in the sun. It's right behind it, 5 feet behind that.
Fat tree in the sun.
If you go left, you can get into deep trouble.
Oh.
It's only 216, so a great throw. Usually, you get up there, it goes long, and you can be tucked behind another little tree and leave you an awkward kneel down putt.
It's a fun little short hole. It's short, but there's
It
a lot of
is.
variables. Leah got a nice drive out there.
The way the hill is, if you just put it up right of the hole, the disc likes to trickle right to beneath it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's parked, I think.
That is the definition of tree
Who
love.
hugs the tree? Hug a tree today, and it'll help it.
And Kristine got into some trouble after her drive, clipped some branches, and rolled down. She just has to punch out. There is nothing from down there.
Yeah. The sign actually says down there is OB for the creek, but it's dry and we haven't marked it out, so you could be really in trouble if you're... I guess if you get a drop, you might have a putt.
It's Jessica's upshot.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, just leave it. Like I said, the basket's right behind that big tree, so...
She's right there. Leah plays smart and lays up for a par as well.
For a little 216-foot hole, I've never seen it ace because that tree is just the defender.
Boom. There's a disc on top.
Kristine with a huge bogey save there after getting in trouble and having to punch out and all that. Here's Dawn for birdie.
You see this basket's a little tweaked. This is here in Truckee with the snow loads. When you've got baskets near a hill, the snow gets pushed down the hill and causes some issues. This hole's neat because if you end up high right, you can have some really steep downhill putts that are fun.
Absolutely.
Not really death putts because the backdrop's not horrible, but
steep downhill anyway. So no birdies on that hole, surprisingly. Kristine saved her bogey after getting in trouble, and everybody else parred. Jessica,
yeah, I would have thought
two-stroke lead.
one of those flickers could have birdied that. That's
It's definitely a flick hole.
the trail on the sign is not OB. That's a dirt trail. I like to throw a little Hyzer shot around that big tree in the middle, but the flickers got their own ideas.
Did it go in?
That was pretty good, just a
It's
little
only
deep right.
201,
Right?
so if you can hit your line, it'll trickle up there. This one,
There's the Hyzer line Pod was talking
that's
about.
like my line, yeah, and that should
Perfect.
be. Oh, there's a backdrop too.
Really close.
10, 15 feet behind the basket, there's a big berm, a rocky berm, so it's definitely a green light hole.
Leah just pulled that one a little hard right. Dawn going for the flick route on the left.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Nice shot.
Probably just a little deep left. She put a little much on it for 200 feet, but it was a good
The hill
shot.
drops off pretty good on the left too, so it's got some danger for you know, basically a mid-range hole.
Fine, get up.
I play with Leah a lot. We basically throw, she throws the same distance as me and throw a lot of the similar drivers, and so plus we're both 100% backhanders on the drive, so
Kristine
I
got
can kind
her
of
birdie.
I can relate to her game. And
Kristine got her birdie there, and Jessica birdied as well.
so Jessica, is that a bag of talc that she uses or chalk?
It might be, yeah. I'm not sure. I
I've
didn't
never
notice
really
it.
seen someone have that out there for a whole round. You know, you see that at a pool hall.
I've seen a few disc golfers with those, actually. And Dawn did go a little deep, so she just got back to the green and tapped in her par. So we got two birdies and two pars.
Got a couple birdies, and Jessica and Kristine are starting to cause a little separation there. So it says everything left of the fence line, which is well above the river. And below that is the paved road, the bike path, which we call Shanker Trail. The little sign just left of the tee pad shows a guy throwing left and cussing because he put it down on Shanker Trail.
Yeah, you don't want to be down there.
You don't want to be down there. You lose disc, the stinging nettles.
Yep.
You see more discs get lost down there on this course anywhere else. And people go down there on 13 coming back. They cross the whole 9th fairway.
That was really bad, but it's gonna come back.
This hole has a lot of room on the right, you know, and you don't want to miss left because there's a big tree about 80 feet short of the pin that can give you problems.
Get him. Got it.
Yeah, one kind of nosedive.
It's Dawn with her second shot.
Really? What was that?
Nosedived as well.
This would generally be into with a tailwind, so I can see the wind knocking them down for her. Plus her a little over the top flick kind of I think has that tendency.
That was such a good layup. I'm so good. I'm so good at that.
And here's Leah for birdie, just on the other side of the path. Sounds Sounds like she tried to give it a run, but is there for a safe par. Kristine, after a great drive.
Parks it.
I know. So
Nice birdie.
Tap in.
but everybody's waiting on us. Like, you guys go.
Jessica taps in her par.
I didn't see it. It's pretty cool, but come on.
And Dawn taps in her 5.
I mean, it's hanging out with my lead.
Hole 10 in the B pin. You can go backhand Hyzer around to the right or flick Hyzer around to the left. There's the basket right there. Perfect drive by Kristine.
Kind of surprised she didn't throw a flick because it is more wide open taking the left to right route.
That Jessica's taken here. It's hard to see from this angle, but I think she got up there, just left of the circle. She should have a putt.
If it gets far enough, it'll skip all the way up to the basket.
And Leah going for the backhand route. Went a little right, but she should still be in the circle, I think.
That wasn't my day. Well, guess what? I said that back.
She got a good snap there, but I don't know.
I think she's up there too. It's hard to see that flick route from where I stood. Here's Leah for birdie. Just a little short.
It's hard to really run those putts. In tournament play, you know, it's not like a casual round where you're just bombing 40-footers. It's so easy to get a little tentative.
Jessica's just off the cage for her birdie. And here's Kristine with another tap-in birdie. And that's a turkey for her.
KK's killing it.
And there they are, celebrating the turkey.
I don't know if that sounded like a turkey. I usually go gobble gobble.
Yeah, it's more like a chicken.
They're doing something weird there, but the ladies got their own way of celebrating.
So with that birdie, Kristine moves up again to tie Jessica for first place. Some exciting competition here. Hole 11's a big uphill rip, 340 probably.
This is the longest hole for the short pins. It's 340, it's uphill.
Probably plays around 380.
With the backhand, it's an Hyzer shot like that.
Turned over a little much, but it wasn't too bad.
I mean, it's the one short placement on the course I can't reach.
Jessica with a great rip.
This placement is very accessible. If you miss left, you can still have a pretty clear upshot. Dawn doing a little jig there on the tee pad.
Nailed it. I used to make you puppy for sure. I like her. It's okay. Nobody's watching.
Oh, Leah just clipped a tree there, but she still got up in the open. She should have an open second shot. Here's Leah's second shot. On with a nice second
right
shot.
up there, just a little short.
And Jessica with the monster drive actually has a kind of a birdie look at this.
Nice up, honey.
Puts it under the pin
It's
for a
an
par.
uphill putt, though. It takes a good putt. You have to really throw it to
Oh yeah.
really scare the basket.
Oh, Leah just off the top.
Oh, well, I'm glad to see her being aggressive there. We've seen a lot of putts come up short today.
Kristine gets her par.
Really?
Oh,
I mean,
Dawn.
can I slap you?
You know, that's a slightly uphill putt. That's so easy to do.
Yep.
You get a little
I've
complacent.
never seen you miss shit like that.
If you don't consciously think about it being uphill, you'll hit that rim
Yeah, that's
more
what
often than
happens.
you'd like to admit.
2 pars and 2 bogeys. Kristine and Jessica still tied.
Hole 12. This is the hole I always start on because I live right next to this tee pad. The whole basket's way over to the left so you can't see it. So definitely a backhanded Hyzer shot.
Kristine was hoping for a skip there, but she's still down there.
You know, praying for skips in Truckee is a fool's errand. Usually when you get a skip, it's one you don't want.
Because you can't play for them. There's way too much stuff on the ground.
Yep. Parked. Nice shot.
Jessica with a nice shot, just a little short, but right in line.
That's not my house in the background. I'm the one beyond it with the flagpole.
Leah got up there as well for a putt. Dawn throws an Annie flick down there. It's carrying nicely.
Oh!
Who wants to give me some money?
Ran it. That was inches from hitting basket.
It's funny, in the first round, she was up by my house and stopped by. She walked back to the tee pad and threw it and hit the number plate. The placement was a longer placement to the right.
Am I a mini babe?
Leah for birdie. Oh, just misses right. It's getting a little windy. A little left to right wind right here, actually, from the camera's perspective.
You can tap out if you want. I'm over here and you guys are there.
Got a couple of tap-in pars, and here's Leah for her comeback putt after running that birdie.
Oh, Leah.
Contagious. Boom. No big deal. No big deal. See, fucking fine. I
I
know.
think Leah and Dawn might have had a little too much fun last night.
Three pars and a bogey.
I know
Still
Leah's
tied.
fiance, Joe Ackerman, was a little irked at their carrying on and whatnot. He was a little grumpy today.
Now, hole 13, even
Hole
in the short
13.
pins, not easy.
Yeah, it's plays slightly uphill. 315s as a crow flies, so you got to hyzer it in, so it probably plays like 340, 50.
And there's a tight window you got to hit between some thick trees. Kristine just hyzered out early there and went short left.
You're thrown into a headwind here, and I've seen a lot of people catch that wind and go right, and they go OB, even though the OB's a good 120 feet to the right of the fairway.
And that was a beautiful drive from Jessica. She should be in the circle up there. She hit the exact line that I think most people try to hit. For the backhand route, anyway. Dawn going left for the flick route.
Dawn's taking the other fairway, which we like to take when it's on the C position. There's some trees she's going to have to deal with there, but... And Leah looks like a bit of a yank there.
Turned it over across Nine's fairway and went OB.
I'm not sure if that headwind held it all the way over like I was worried about.
Gonna make it through.
It was a great run from Dawn on her second shot there. And this is Leah's fourth. She did go OB. I missed her third, getting away from the OB line over there across the 9th fairway. So she's there for a 5P.
Yeah, that OB is quite a ways right, but once your disc gets up there in the wind and starts anteing, I hope she found her disc.
Here's Jessica for birdie.
Wow, that's a big drive there.
Is that a 2? Yep. Nice.
It's one of the hardest twos to get out of all the A placements at Truckee.
Yep. You know, hole 11 and 13 are the longer holes.
11 you got to throw a little harder, but it's a lot more open than 13.
A lot of times that park job is dependent on getting one of those lucky Truckee skips, you know.
Yep.
You could skip 10 or 20 feet forward, or you could hit a rock and roll 10, 20 feet backwards.
So Jessica gets the birdie there, and there were 2 bogeys and a double, so she has a 2-stroke lead over Kristine again now.
This is pretty much a backhanded Hyzer line, really a flick hole. The key is to get over the first line of trees that are about 150 feet out. If you throw low, you can be in jail. Kristine definitely favors the backhand. She has a flick, but that's not her go-to shot.
Yep, unless the hole really calls for it.
I think Jessica will throw the flick first if it's a neutral hole.
Yeah. Oh, Dawn threw a little low and caught those trees
Jessica
you were talking about.
Parked 13 with a backhand, so
yeah, it seems like she has both.
She's got a lot of shots in her bag, which is what you'd expect from one of the top-ranked women in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And Leah got in some trouble here off the drive.
Leah got the low shot, like I mentioned.
Leah and Dawn both hit those trees.
Get there, babe.
Here's Dawn with a worse lie than Leah, trying to get out of here.
But she's a flicker, so she's kind of shot.
I think that was just a little low. Kristine went way right to the next fairway. And didn't quite get there on her upshot either. She's going to have some work left for par.
And that's a little downhill putt. You can't just go balls out on that one.
And that's a layup, folks.
Jessica puts it right there for a par. Here's Kristine to try to save her par.
It's not much downhill, but if you run that, you could easily go 30 feet past.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Dude, that was close.
You're right there. And I'm right here.
Leah for par. Ooh, good run.
It's not Leah's day. She's hitting metal all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh! You like that, Bogey?
And only 1 par on that hole. Jessica increases her lead to 3.
Jessica opens it up to 3 with 5 to go. I mean, that's now you're just almost playing match play. So it's the shortest hole on the course, but it's tucked in left. I've never seen an ace on this hole.
It's extremely
You
protected.
really got to get lucky. It's an easy birdie.
It's an easy birdie if you can.
But there's some trees out there, and you know, it's basically, you know, you want to throw a mid-range, a little, but it's got to stay straight before it hyzers. If it starts hyzering immediately, you're going to get into the left trees.
Yeah, and you know, this pin, you can be 5 or 10 feet right and still not have a putt. You kind of got to be a little short or a little long.
So this hole's my front yard.
I knew what I was doing the whole time.
So I sit up on my porch and watch everyone play this hole all day. Leah goes with the high hyzer shot, which I think is for the ace run.
Here's Jessica's second. Oh, just clipped some branches there and didn't get through.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't like do something safe around, a left or right or.
Tries to go through again.
And now
rolls out.
And now she's stymied again. Okay, just on that one you might almost want to get on your knees.
Just get close.
Put it in the fucking basket.
That's my neighbor Gunner's rig up there. I'm just to the left of him. That net protects his rig a little bit from disc, but he gets hit more often than not. And then he storms out of his trailer like a grumpy old troll.
Don gave that a good run.
Beware of the 15th hole troll.
Oh, Jessica just off the cage for her 4-putt.
So here on the shortest hole in the course, our leader's taking a double bogey.
And here's Kristine for birdie.
And Kristine just made a 3-stroke swing on a 190-foot hole.
To bring it back to a tie.
I love those short technical holes.
Anything can happen on them.
You think birdie bogey can happen easy, but a birdie double bogey,
it's rare. And to bring it back to a tie.
With 3 to go, Jessica's got to be kicking herself now. Let's see how she, if she can settle herself down. Meanwhile, Leah and Don are fading into the distance.
I'm trying to figure it out.
16's a little downhill. This is a really neat short hole. Downhill, but there's a tree right halfway down the fairway, and then the basket's protected by a double tree.
Yes.
And there's trees to the left and right and beyond the basket too.
If you go deep, then you're putting through trees back.
Another short and protected hole.
We used to try a spike Hyzer line up above those trees to the right, but those trees, for some reason, just keep growing every year, and I've been taking that shot out of play. This is the hole where 4 people could throw 4 different drives. You'll see a flick, you'll see a backhand, you'll see a thumber, you'll see a tomahawk.
Absolutely, yeah. Don and Jessica both going for the flick route.
I'm digging Jessica's caddy with the mohawk.
Oh, great run.
Leah almost hit the birdie there.
That was a good run there.
Don's in the trees, back off to the right, I believe. Or back off to the left.
Yep, she went long left.
Nice shot, Don.
Laid it up nicely for a par, though. It's pretty hard to get out of those trees. They're thick, and Jessica's back there, too.
It's definitely an area where you want to be able to throw a flick putt or a straddle or a turbo even.
Kristine for birdie. Nope. Puts it there for a par, though. Snuck that one in there.
Alright, Don snuck one in there.
And everyone else taps in for par, and we've got, I believe, what was the second star par of the round after hole 1.
A star par? I call it
Par
frame.
I like calling it a star
or
par.
A partay. Hole 17, it's uphill, it's 252, plays 300 at least. You can get into trouble left big time. And there's some overhanging branches right above the fairway that will jump out and grab you when you least expect it. That's, you don't want to go over there. Ooh, bad kick. Fortunately on this pin there is some recovery, but she could be a very awkward lie there.
Leah turns that over nicely.
Leah gets it up there. That's safe.
Safe. Long look at a birdie.
She's
Definitely a
got
safe
probably
par.
50 or 60 to uphill putt.
Ooh. That's a good shot.
Dawn with a good looking drive up there.
Good drive. It's shorter than it looks. She's still got 30 or 40, but.
Oh, and good kick.
Jessica goes left, but it looks like it gets through clean.
It's a good shot for the B placement up there.
Yeah, but
probably not the line she was trying to hit, but she made it up there.
well, Kristine almost hit that line, but just nicked a branch and knocked her left.
That's not in the basket. Hey. None of your business.
Leah just puts it up there for a par.
Oh my
Oh, Dawn gave that birdie a
I
chance.
thought it was in.
In my mind.
Here's Jessica. Blew by the basket. Come back birdie putt.
She's closer to the B placement. Oh! Huge putt. Huge. That's a good birdie there.
Great birdie. And then-
Especially on the second to last hole of the tournament.
Yeah, Kristine has to follow that up right here and try to
I
save
know
a par.
that just put the pressure on Kristine. Oh, and she chains out strong side.
It's rude. It's rude.
That's huge to make that putt and put the pressure on your competitor.
Absolutely.
Oh, headwind, I don't care.
Up rolling. Yeah, I think Dawn and Leah are ready for the after party. Maybe that or a nap.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It was a generous fun.
Lots of good
So going into 17
But
there.
they're not doing anything to hinder the other girls' chances. They're
No.
playing professionally.
So Jessica with the birdie, Kristine with the bogey, and Jessica has a
That's-
two-stroke lead going into 18 now.
That's a heck of a turnaround after that 3 strokes she gave up on 15.
Yeah, it's a good comeback
You
after
know,
that.
some
for
people
sure.
that gets in their head. This is only 236 downhill. That garden there on the left is OB.
The basket's just right down by that skinny tree in the sun there in the middle.
It's downhill, so you can run deep of it, which isn't a bad play because then you have an uphill putt, and it really takes bogey out of play. If you come up short, it gives you a little bit of a death putt, and if you're really needing that birdie, you know. I like it. It's right at that skinny tree.
Yep.
Okay, so
short,
she's a
but
little
good shot.
short left.
Yeah. You qualify for the weight class.
Ooh, Dawn kicks off the sign.
Dawn's trying to go in the garden there, huh?
Another foot higher, that could have gone over the fence and been OB. It's a good thing she kicked off that sign.
Yeah, I don't think she's that concerned.
No. And Jessica lays up for
With
a
a
par.
2-stroke lead, no reason to run that.
Absolutely. Kristine is
In
obviously
fact-
going to try to make this. Oh,
Well-
and it rolls away.
It didn't even matter at that point
I suppose that's true.
because Birdie wasn't going to win it. Jessica was underneath the basket. And that's how you want to close out the last hole. No drama.
Dot, dude.
I was going to hope Dawn or Leah made a putt.
Kristine for par after that roll. Nice putt.
Yeah, she's done that a few times, but she's still running on. That wasn't a layup.
And Jessica puts in her par for the
And
win.
Dawn and Leah are still,
Battle play?
you know, they can still get third place. I think they're paying out 3 places because there's 7 open women. So they got to see what the Chase group did as far as getting that last cash. Some people have a problem with last cash. I love last cash. It's better than no cash.
So here Jessica won the card with 3 down and Kristine with 1 down. Here's the PDGA results.
And Victoria Brush snuck up there and took last cash by shooting an even par on that last round.
Well, that was an exciting round. I mean, Jessica had the lead going in at the beginning, but Kristine got a nice turkey there on, I believe it was holes 8, 9, and 10 to get tied with Jessica again. Jessica got a nice birdie on 13 of all holes to pull back into the lead, but then had an unfortunate double bogey on 15.
The shortest hole on the course.
Yeah, 190 feet, and Kristine birdied the same hole, and they were tied up again going into hole 16. So 3 holes to go, and they were tied. Jessica hit a nice birdie on 17, and that was pretty much it. Kristine put up a good fight, and they both played really well.
And you know, Leah and Dawn had a great time, but I think the late night they had the night before kind of took its toll on them.
They both had some good shots, though. Particularly, Dawn had a great drive on hole 12. It was inches from skipping away into the basket. That would have been a beautiful day.
Oh, and she hit the number plate on 12 in the first round. So if she could have played 12 all day, I think she'd be walking away with all the fabulous prizes.
Absolutely. Well, so that was an exciting tournament. Now we'll go take a look at the award ceremony for Kristine and Jessica.
We know we're going to see a lot here now that she moved over to our side of the world, right? KK!
Hey, encourage other women, teach other women, be a good sport, and
They said TJ just said that's mine.
Can you let her hold that, please?
Coming from Grass Valley here, the total score of 105.
She thinks you're awesome.
$260 first place trophy, Jessica Weese.
You guys your Uncle Drew?
Congratulations.
I'd like to thank everybody who helped with the tournament. Innova, Big Hyzer Bags, Fly Life Disc Golf. Thanks guys for playing. Thank you for coming.
Nice shooting, Jessica.
Yeah.